guys, Kache here once again, getting ready for the next episode here of Free for Real, the how to maximize your free play experience playing the Hunter, the free to play PC hunting simulation. Now, in our first episode, we went through how to set up our account to make sure that we're activating our missions and able to earn our GM dollars, which are our think of them as our experience points that we get to spend. And we fulfilled our first 3 missions. And by golly, let's go over here and look. And if you remember, you go to missions here. This is the launcher. We go on down to Mule Deer missions, 3 of 17. Well, you can see this has actually unlocked just a buttload of missions. I mean, look at all these that are suddenly unlocked. Well, these are all different kinds of animals with all different kinds of circumstances going on. And unfortunately, the majority of these things we're simply not going to be able to do. Okay? But we're gonna see what it is we can now begin to try to fulfill. You can see that we have another Mule Deer mission available to us. You did it. You're a real natural. Sure. What do you want? I slap you on the back and call you son. Why do I always get them? Okay, you're now free to go hunting on your own. You can also take this other task I got needs doing. I put it all together kind of thing. Go out there and hunt a mule buck. I need one with at least 6 typical points. Mind, abnormal points will not count. So basically, if we go out and hunt just like we did in episode number 2, where I took us out on our first hunt, I showed a basic methodology that works and proved it works. We got ourselves up in position for firing on a buck and a doe the first, and unfortunately it didn't pan out, but just a short time later we repeated pretty much the same situation, a buck and a doe, and by golly, we got us an 8-point buck. That way he would have fulfilled this quest. So we're going to click Activate Mission to get that guy rocking and rolling. And now we're going to see what other kind of missions are out there. Well, we can't mess with turkeys or whitetails or elks or any of these animals here, unfortunately. But if we keep going down, we're going to find out that there's more than just those animal missions. Notice here, here is the 10-point missions. These are for the 10-point crossbow, the Parker bow missions. But here we have Nosler missions. Well, it just so happens, of course, our ammo is Nosler ammo. So we look and see, well, what does it say? Well, guess what? The 243 is a classic caliber in the EHR, but we have yet to fully analyze why it's so commonly used, especially in mule deer hunting. Quite the conundrum. Go out and put it to the test on a couple of mule deer. Objectives: harvest a mule deer using 243 ammunition, to harvest another mule deer using the same ammunition on the same hunt. In other words, they're saying go out and kill 2 deer, male or female, using the 243, and it'll earn us 100 GM, see? So we activate that mission. So that means if we plan our hunt to be going out and knocking down 2 deer, they don't have to be bucks. As long as we knock down 2 of them, we will get the 100 GM here, our first Nosler mission, right? So that's very excellent. And then also, if we can manage to make one of those at least a 6-point buck, we fulfill our mule deer mission. And there you go, another 300 we can add to the pile here and make that into 600. Or we can go in and spend some stuff. But let's just look and see if there's anything else. Here we have the Boone and Crockett Club missions. And if we take a look, let's see what it says. The knowledge to hunt. The knowledge to hunt. Anyone should be able to go out and hunt, but this requires the knowledge to hunt. To understand all steps of the hunt, tracking is the first step. Objective: locate 5 sets of tracks from one and the same mule deer during one hunt. So we activate this one because guess what? We know we're going to be tracking mule deer. Okay, we know we're going to find tracks. We know we're going to be able to find, follow them. And there you go. So now we activate that. Now we're up to 400. See, now we're up to 400 we can earn. And I don't think there's anything else here that applies. But so here we go. We've now activated 400 GM dollars worth of missions for mule deer, and just the process of hunting the mule deer. You see? Now, all of these that show available, they're the same things that we find in the individual sections down here. These are the ones that just we're eligible for. But like I say, they all have to do with other stuff, with whitetails and all that kind of stuff. And unfortunately, right now, we've got to stick just to those mule deer. But now that we've done that, when we know what we're after, we're going to go to the store. And we know one of the very, very big important things we learned in the second tape when we actually went out on second tape. Listen to me, boy, am I old, dudes. I'm like, a grandpa twice over. So excuse me if I called it a tape video. As we saw in our second video when I took you out on this hunt, and we got our deer. The thing is that we really had to be aware of the wind. We had to make sure we were always moving into the wind. I mean, good old-fashioned mountain man lore. Keep your nose in the wind and your eyes on the skyline. If you're gonna be a bear, be a grizzly. There you go. That's the mountain man philosophy, and that'll get you deer every time. So keep your nose in the wind. That way you stay downwind of the deer. Their smell is coming to you, not your smell coming to them. And remember that wind carries sound. Wind affects how sound moves, so that's to your advantage. So keep your nose in the wind. Keep your eyes on the skyline, because that animals really show up strongly when they walk along the ridges of things. Not only that, as a result, most animals that are savvy actually walk just below the skyline. All right, and when you keep your eyes on the skyline, you remember how I got my head down so that the glare from the light was taken away. If you do that with the skyline in front of you, what that does is it brings it down so that you can see below, and that's where those mule deer like to cross in this instance. But anyway, if you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly. If you can't figure that out, well, then I feel for you. But the first thing we'll see is that we obviously don't have enough to buy any kind of ammo or any of that kind of stuff. But there is equipment. There's equipment that's consumables that we potentially can buy here. So you can see with our 300 here, we could get ourselves some of the wind indicator. We could certainly afford that. Is there anything else here that we could afford? Not at all. And I'll tell you, if we were to look around, for instance, and look at the lures, there's nothing else here that we could buy. So the choice becomes, do we put that money into the wind indicator to absolutely guarantee that we always are moving correctly in relationship to the wind and guarantee our hunt? We've got to manage to kill 2 deer. Okay, or do we let it ride and finish these with a little execution of skill and hope that we can pay attention to the leaves and stuff and make it 600 and then be able to get into something much more interesting? Let's see what we could do if we had 600 here. If we had 600 for consumables, nothing big yet, but I'll tell you what, we'd be starting to get close to some interesting stuff like face paint and this guy right here. This is kind of what we're shooting for right there, is the Sense and Eliminator. I'll tell you what, rather than talk about it, we are going to go to the hunt. When you do this, you're going to go to Hunt Now, and you're going to click Single Player, of course. Now, our next hunt here, we're gonna start in the same exact location, which is the Border Lodge. All right, and again, we're gonna be traveling down now because the wind comes out of the northwest. The wind travels from here down and across, so it starts in the upper left and travels to the lower right, and we're traveling from the upper right to the lower left. That means as we travel, everything to our right, basically as we walk this course, is in a good position for us in relationship to the wind. But all right, we know what our mission is, guys. We got to go out. We got to knock 2 of them down and bring them home. And if we do it right, we're going to earn ourselves another 400 points to stack here, and we'll be up to 700. That's pretty healthy. One more mission after that, and we're going to be able to make a really significant change. Either get deer lure, perhaps, or get scent reducer, something that's really going to start to make a big difference in our ability to hunt and allow us to fulfill more missions rapidly and really build it up. I think I might be forced to maybe let it ride just a little while. I've got enough experience reading the leaves falling off the trees that I can stay correct with the wind. But, all right, 7 a.m. Start the game. Are you guys ready? Remember, activate those missions. There are missions there for all different kinds of things, and work them out together. Plan your mission. we're going to go out there, and if everything goes right, we're going to use up 2 cartridges, 2 rounds, and we're going to gain 400 GM for it. Because remember, eventually we're going to have to renew our ammo. So, all right, guys, I'm going to change my screen modes, get myself in camp, and make sure my gear's in place and stuff, so you don't have to fuss with all that. And I'll see you when we're about to start the hunt. All right, see you soon.